relationship building. I'm going to ask one of you. You can tell me this. You know this. So Emma, could you put your microphone on?
Yeah.
So Emma, what does relationship building mean?
The relationship between a nurse and a patient.
Yeah. Okay. So it's the relationship between those two people. I like that. And give me an example of it. Could you give me an example?
Introduce yourself.
Yeah, you need to introduce yourself first of all. Ask the patient name for the patient name.
To understand each other, teacher.
Greeting.
Just Emma for now. So the introduction is important. I'll give you that. Okay, the introduction. But there's something else, Emma, that's actually probably more important.
Nice to see you or nice to meet you.
That's like that's your introduction, right? So nice to meet you, Mr. Jones. Nice to meet you again. How are you feeling today? Right? That's your introduction. That's relationship building. But also, imagine I said to you, yeah, Emma, if I go, oh, I've had a terrible time, nurse. It's been a terrible 2 weeks. What are you going to say?
I'm sorry to hear that. Empathy.
Yeah. Right. If you look at the criteria, guys, it says empathy, right? That's one of the key things. So I'm going to put empathy here, right? Empathy. Now, what about empathy? What about the next one? I know people are trying to get in, so I'm trying to let them in at the same time as speaking. Thank you, Zoom. It used to be you could just come straight in. Let me ask Rika. Are you there? With yeah, Rika. I don't think we've spoken before. R-I-C-A. Hello, Rika. Could you put your microphone on? Maybe she's a bit shy. Okay, let's ask Sumerta.
Yes, sir.
So what is, do you remember some of the other criteria that we were talking about?
Incorporating patient perspective.
I'm going to call that one IPP, okay? Because I can't type all of that in here. So IPP, incorporating the patient's perspective. What does that mean, though?
Sir, we ask patient his knowledge about the condition or...
Ask them. Now, it's not really knowledge, okay? When I say, this is my perspective, guys, am I saying this is what I know? Yeah. It's like, ask them their feelings or
ideas,
or kind of like viewpoint, opinion,
What
yeah.
I'm hoping to get from...
Let's say on their condition, right? Not just in general. So what do you think about Donald Trump? that's not IPP, right? You got to say, what do you think about your condition? Are you happy at the moment? Something like that. But that was 2 questions. You should always just ask 1 question. So you might say, how are you coping with? Right? How are you coping with your new medication, Mrs. Jones? IPP. All right.
Okay.
What's the next one? Providing
Structure.
Providing structure. Let me ask someone to help me with providing structure. What does that actually mean? If I ask maybe Sneha, and I'll also ask Pavani. Providing structure, what are we talking about here?
Giving the information in an order. The way we are signposting. What we are going to say.
Yeah, could you give me an example? Telling the patient.
I would like to
the order, the structure, the order of the conversation. The structure.
Organize better.
The structure, the plan, right? For the what?
Consultation.
For the
consultation, yeah. Who said consultation? Yeah. Right. So anytime you say something like, okay, let's talk about your medication, Mr. Jones. You're providing structure, right? So this is IPP, relationship building and providing structure. What about Neshka? What am I missing here? There's one of them I'm not doing. What is it?
Purpose. You need to give your purpose as well.
Yeah, that's not in the. That would be in structure.
And you're not looking the
giving information.
What about Neshka? When you start talking for a long time, right? We're giving information. There's the mouth there.
Signpost, teacher. Signpost.
No, it's information.
Giving,
right? So what is that? What is it? What do OET want you to do here?
Information
One
giving. You need to
explain.
first ask what they know
Ask what they know.
first, and then try to, before you give information, ask for permission.
Yeah, you can do that. You don't have to. But if I'm giving information, and
Hello.
Neshka, we can hear you, Neshka, right? But don't worry. So, guys, if I'm giving information, I need to stop and I need to break it down, don't I? I don't want to speak for too long. So I'm going to call that break down your info, right? How do I do that? What kind of phrases can I use to do that?
Firstly, secondly,
Is that
Okay.
clear? Right?
Okay.
You're going to say, is that clear?
pause.
Right? I think I may now. Do I still have a green screen now, or has that been? Yeah, I do. Okay. So, guys, we're going to break down your information. You're going to say, you can't talk for too long in OET speaking when you're explaining something. What does break down mean?
Giving your patient a
Divide
chance
them.
to
Divide them.
Yeah, divide, right? And you're going to check something. You're going to check
Understanding.
right? Like this. Sarah, ready, Sarah? So I'll tell you about how to get to my local shop, okay? This is how to get to Sainsbury's, everyone. So Sarah, you need to go downstairs, okay? Go outside the door, turn left, and then walk to the gate. Is that clear? Sarah, is
Yeah.
that clear?
Break it
Okay.
down.
Open the gate, okay, turn right, and then you need to walk for about 10 minutes, and then you will see Sainsbury's on your left. Is that okay? Is that clear?
Okay.
no.
You see what I'm doing, guys? I'm checking understanding.
Yeah. Yeah. In every word. Yeah.
I'm not just saying every single thing without stopping, okay? That's what they're looking for in information giving, one of the key things. It's called chunking, right? Chunking, right? So what about the other way around? What if the patient is speaking to me? What's that?
Giving information gather.
Right? That's when they're talking and I'm going to stop talking. So what do I need to do to make the patient talk to me?
Ask question, yeah.
Questions,
Listening.
of course, yeah? But what type of questions?
Open
Open question.
and close.
Move to closed, right? Right, so I'll give you an example of this. Does someone want to be my patient? I need a patient here. Can someone, maybe Suthan, sir, could you be my patient?
Yes, sir.
All right, so I'm going to do some information gathering on Suthan. Ready? So I'm going to start with an open question. That means he cannot say yes or no. All right?
Okay.
So, Suthan, how do you... Oh, Rahana, I don't know what's going on. Suthan, how do you feel about your condition at the moment?
I feel a bit improving. My condition is getting better.
Yeah, right. So that was open, right? He can't say yes or no. And now I might say, are you sleeping well?
I am, and
Yeah.
some days I couldn't sleep, but usually okay.
Okay, so what type of question did I just ask there, guys?
Open.
Open-ended.
Are you well?
Near open.
It's like a yes or no question, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So these are the things that we're supposed to be doing, in most cue cards if possible, right? Introduction, nice, be friendly at the start, show empathy, provide structure, try and tell the patient when you change topic or what you want to do, but also ask them what they think or feel about their condition, okay? When you are giving lots of information, don't just talk for 2 minutes in your exam, right? Stop and say, is that clear? Is that okay? If you want to get them to speak to you, ask them questions, open questions, and then move to closed questions. Also, did you know that these sounds, what's that?
Active listening.
It's called active listening, and apparently it's information gathering. Crazy, eh?
Gathering.
So just by going,
I see.
that's information gathering according to OET, right? Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? It makes the patient feel like you're listening to him. Okay, he's going to want to talk to you more. So these are the main skills. Now, what about the language? Let's just quickly get a few example phrases, all right? If I say, is that clear? What's that, guys?
Yes.
Checking understanding.
Checking
What
understanding.
clinical communication criteria is it? It's information giving, right?
Information giving.
Okay, what if I say, okay, Mr.
Information
Jones.
giving.
All right, imagine I say this. I'm really sorry to hear about that, Mr. Jones. That must be terrible.
Empathy.
Empathy.
Don't give me the thing. Give me the name of the clinical
Relationship
relationship building, right?
Relationship building.
Sorry to hear that, right? Hear that. What about if I say, okay, let's talk about your symptoms.
Providing
Providing
structure.
Providing structure.
Okay, so I might say, okay, let's
Signpost.
talk about your symptoms, and I might say also, and then we can discuss. What else can we discuss? Your treatment.
Treatment.
Okay? Right. What about if I say something like, can you tell me more about your medication preferences?
Information gathering.
Incorporating patient perspective.
Yeah, which one is it? Is it this one or is it this one? Isn't it? Look, an open question is very similar to IPP, isn't it? Often these two are almost the same. Yeah. In that case, I was thinking of IPP, right? But it could be an open question for information gathering. Neshka, can you give me an example of a nice? Well, in fact, not Neshka, guys. One nice way to ask a question for IPP is use the word cope.
Would you mind telling
Yeah,
me?
but Neshka, can you use the word cope? Give me an example, but with cope.
Okay.
Like
Would you mind
Oh,
telling me how you coping with your medication at the moment?
How? I'll just change the grammar a little bit. How you are coping? Yeah.
How you are coping?
And I'll just put with. ... Right. With your medication at the moment. How about that? At the moment. Very, very nice way to do IPP is to use the word cope. Right. What does cope mean? Anyone? Cope?
Manage. Can you manage?
manage.
It's like managing, right? So you're not asking them what they know. You're kind of asking them about their lifestyle, you know, like how it almost has the feeling of it has the meaning also of it's a bit like saying how are you feeling as well.
Or
it's
how
really,
you doing?
Yeah. So guys, write that word down. It's one word, but it helps with IPP, I think, a lot. Okay. Now, what about this last one here? I'm going to give an example of information gathering, right? What's an open question, and then what's a good way to move from open to
Open,
closed?
half open.
Yeah, right. Well, look, guys, if I say, let's do an open question. Suthan, can you give me an example of an open question? Like what?
What do you know about?
Just Suthan, please, for this one. What do you
know about your disease condition?
Yeah, there we go. Right, about your medical condition. Okay, that one's open, isn't it? Why is it open, everyone? Because you can't have a...
Yes.
It's not yes or no. You cannot say no to that, right? So what do you know about your medical condition? Okay. Then an easy way to get a closed question is to say something like, how long have you, right? How long have you? How many have you? Right?
How often?
When do you? How often? Good. These type of questions, I call them half-closed questions or half-open because they're much easier to ask, right? I'll give you an example. Ready? So, Suthan, you have very bad headache, okay?
Yes, sir.
You're my patient, all right?
Okay.
So, Suthan, what do you know about your new medical condition?
I know that my diabetes is giving me more headache, and because of that I'm suffering from leg ulcer.
Okay. And how long have you been having your headaches?
I'm suffering from this for 3 days.
Okay. And how many do you have every day?
Two times.
Okay. Okay. Right. How often do you drink water? Or how often do you take medication, right? You got the idea, guys, right? So this is the clinical communication criteria. This is how it works. Okay. Anyone got any questions? Should we play a game? We're going to play a game now. This is a game where you guys can draw on my screen. Okay. So, do you guys know how to draw on my screen?
No.
No.
Annotate.
The word is annotate, and it's at the bottom or the top.
Which word?
It says annotate, and it's either the bottom or the top of your if you're on your computer, right? I'll give you a picture of it. Looks like this, guys.
Okay.
Annotate. Can you see that? Let's just practice, right? You'll see a button like that at the bottom of the top, and you can go crazy. So it's all right.
No, there isn't such a...
Some people don't have it, like if they're on their phone or if they have a strange computer, it doesn't allow you, okay? But most people, maybe you have a strange computer. Most people can do it, all right? Just come on, guys. If you can draw on my screen now, just get a little bit artistic. It doesn't matter. Just practice, because we're going to play a game. Hey. That one, I'm glad, Patricia, that you changed that one because it was looking a bit worrying for a while. Okay, so yeah, oh wow, who's that? Someone is angry today. Wait a second, you know I can find out names here. That was you, Akhtar. Look at that. Okay, so look, anyway, it doesn't matter. So we can get rid of this. Now, in this game, all you got to do is listen to me. Right, and I'm going to be a nurse. I'm going to say various things. When I say them, I want you to tick the box that I'm doing. Okay, this one, or this one. Or you can draw a line. You can just go like that. Yeah. So, for example, let's do it now. Ready? If I say, so Mr. Jones, can you tell me a bit more about how you're coping with your current medication? There we go. Right. That was IPP, wasn't it? And how long have you been having these problems? Okay. And how many times every day? I see. Okay. Well, look, first, let's talk about your symptoms, and then we can discuss the MRI. Yeah, right, providing structure. I'm really sorry to hear that. That must be really difficult for you. I've also been in that situation before. I used to have very bad headaches when I was last year. Yeah. Is that clear? Is that clear? First, you go outside the house, go down the stairs, turn left. Is that clear? Okay. Open the door, turn right, walk. Is that clear? Right. I'm just breaking it down, aren't I? Right. There we go. It's not that hard to get a sense of overall what we're looking for. Okay, but now I'm going to do it a bit faster. All right, in this game, I'm going to go faster. So I'm going to do maybe 1 or 2 or 3 together. Okay, you guys have just got to tell me which one's Alan doing. Just draw on the screen and tell us what you think I'm doing. I'll make this a bit bigger. Ready? So 3, 2, 1, go. I see. Look, that must be really difficult for you. I can understand your situation. But let's talk now about your symptoms. Can you tell me a little bit more about how you feel when it comes to your diagnosis? Okay, well, how much do you know about MRI scans? Okay, is it okay if I explain a little bit more to you? Okay, well, an MRI scan is a type of scan that we use to sort of scan people's brains. Is that clear? Okay, all right. So what you usually do is you have to lie down on a table and they'll scan you, and you have to sort of lie very still. Is that clear? Is that clear for you? Okay. Would you like me to repeat that? I see. Okay. Let's talk now about your family. Let's talk. Yeah, right. You see, guys, it's not that hard, and I like most of you are getting that quite good. It looks horrific, though. It looks terrible, but I could see that you guys are getting a good understanding. Okay, good. So this is what the clinical communication criteria are. But someone signed that. Is that you, Akhtar? No, it's not. But of course, the question I'm interested in, just underlining to you, is, should I be doing this all the time in every single cue card? What do we think? Gizem, what do you think? Comfort. Is it possible that 100% of the time I can do all of these things in 5 minutes?
No,
No.
No.
Yeah.
no, of course not.
Supposed to do, but
Yeah.
we not doing.
You do what you can, okay? Everyone is in the same situation. If you
Yeah.
don't have a lot of if you don't have a lot of information to give, what can you not do very much?
Information.
Permission
You
given.
can't do that, right? If there isn't very much information to obtain, you can't really do
Gathering.
that too much. Some of the cue cards, there's just not a lot of information to get. Okay, some of them, but I tend to think actually that these three, you can usually do them in let's say 70%, 80% of the cue cards. What do you guys think? Not all of them, but you can do it in a lot of them. Don't you think?
Yeah.
There's one of them that you can do you should do in every single cue card. Which one is that?
Relationship building.
Relationship
right.
building.
I can't think of a situation where you would not need to do that.
Yeah.
Right?
Emergency.
Also IPP.
Well, in an emergency, we're going to need to give lots of empathy, right? I can understand. I understand why you're angry. Okay, it's okay to be upset, right? But I would say we were talking about this in class, weren't we? When should we not? There are some scenarios where you don't need to do all these.
In serious situations.
Yeah, Neshka, right? Is everyone clear on this? Like if you're dealing with someone whose father has just died, right? You don't need to, sometimes serious or urgent, dramatic scenarios, right? We cannot say, for example, you don't want to do a lot of providing structure.
Let's talk about.
Yeah? Why not? Make sure we all understand. Nilma, just going to pick on Nilma. Nilma, are you there? If I'm in an urgent situation, right, and the patient's saying to me, I'm really angry about this. I've been waiting for 3 hours. Nilma, are you there?
Yes.
Why should I not do providing structure?
Because I think they will be more angry then.
You're just going to make them more angry. They're going to be like, this isn't a consultation. What about if someone says, look, I feel so angry about this. Do you need to do IPP? Can you tell me more about your anger? Again, no, it's going to go. You're going to make them more angry, okay? But should we be doing that? I think we should.
Yes.
I feel so angry about this. I've been waiting 2 hours. I'm really sorry that you feel that. Well, you'd say, I'm sorry to hear that. I understand your situation. You must be going through, a lot because you're waiting, right? So we're definitely doing that. Yes, Suthan.
In such scenario where some tasks we cannot able to do that, do they give relaxation in mark? For example, if we cannot do IPP.
I wish I knew. I think next time I go to a conference, sometimes we go to OET conferences, I'm going to ask that question. Because I'd love to know, Suthan.
We cannot do that in such scenario. So
it's just not possible, is it? Yeah. I think, Suthan, if we use our common sense, what OET will do is everyone will be the same, won't they? So they will probably focus more on this, won't they? And maybe these two.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, there's no way or maybe we can find a different way to provide structure. Maybe you can say first, second, third in an explanation, right? But in general, I think, guys, it's very important not to try and do this kind of stuff if they're really angry. The best thing to do, because I've done many one-to-ones now, if you're in a dramatic scenario, what should you do? Empathy, right?
More empathy.
This is what most students forget to do. You just need to respond to them. Let them tell you why they're so angry, right? Respond.
Mm-hmm.
Often I'll be doing a one-to-one with people and they won't listen properly. But if it's dramatic, I think the best thing to do is just listen to them, respond to them, okay? Try and get your relationship building in there. If you can give some information, if they want you to explain something, then you can do it, right? If it's natural, if you feel like you need to know more about something, and you can start to gather some